Hello everybody and welcome to Berringer, and this is a special layout tour request. One of my subscribers has asked me to do a tour of my layout, so this is going to be a tour obviously for those who either haven't seen it or haven't seen it recently from top to bottom. We're at the TMD end, and there has been some additional work done recently for it. The fueling pump, the fuel tanks, the storage tanks. My 73 is parked here, and if I zoom out on it, you'll see just how small this layout is. As you can see, it's just a little shelf, and that's all it is. And there was actually thought of that I was possibly going to take this section down and to create a mini micro exhibition layout, so I can learn a bit more about the DCC side of things, because my layout is actually DC. You then come over, and for those of you who don't know, this is in the studio flat, and we have a raised flip section, as you can see in the background, my kitchen. And then we've got this bridge section here, which hasn't got any track to it because I haven't actually been working on this side for ages. And then this will lead to my 7 road fiddle yard here. And here we have stored some of the locos parked up, which is one here, which is 47, 7 and 11 County of Hertfordshire. We've got the 4 set there. We have a class 20 here with the nuclear flask train. We have a Royal Mail DPU, my class 33, 47 and 50 right in a corner, and mixed rake of intercity coaches, blue, grey and the later livery, and then the NSC at the back. There's also an MLV and my 121 parked up there, followed by my 121 and my 10 makes 117, I think they call it. And this is the fiddle yard, and all these numbers are all related to the buttons over the far side. And then it all starts to condense into the backboard here of the scenic yard, which is at this end. We have the canal scene at this side, which obviously needs a lot of work done to it. This side I haven't touched in a long time. We have I think it's the Hornby Saracen's Head pub, which I renamed the Water Witch. So that's gonna be all done as well. There's a lot more work done needed. We have a crossover bridge here. Here's the tunnel from the scenic section, and then you've got my little 08 which lives over here. This little building here is a Metcalfe building, the little wooden one that came with the Metcalfe signal box, which is just here. But I decided I had some spare plastic cards that I was going to make it a bit more realistic, so I decided just to experiment with it, and I added some plastic cards over the card, so I quite like it. Here temporarily we have my 33 just parked up out of the way whilst I was doing some work to the station area. And then we have my recessed signal box, and then we have my TK British Rail van, which I love, and that will come up the ramp to join this road here, as you can see. And that little slip road down to the actual track is guarded by this little kiosk there, which I said yesterday was actually over by the bus station, but because of my station building I didn't have to buy another one, so that red one was made redundant, so that's now been repainted green, which I will show you when we get over there. Then we have a Gauge Master back scene, and then we have the retaining wall and my scratch built bridge. And this is all done in my studio flat. If I just sort of pan out a little bit, you can sort of see how it goes round, and it's all framed in this brown framing just to make it look nice. Just underneath the railway bridge, if I take you down, is the sort of control panel which I homemade, which has various isolating points and power points. Then when we cross over the other side of the bridge, we start coming to the station scene, and these are various signs, and those, some people may be, there is a video on there on how to make these. It's just generally matchsticks, card and Google Images, so there's a video out there for it if you want to learn how to make those. These are scratch built platforms all the way down, and they're all, like I said, made from MDF matchsticks along here, and then that's plastic card to do the sides. And this is ratio fencing. This is also ratio stanchions, and the T lamps are from Nightwing. All these images and posters that you can see along the back here are all from Google Images and various sites like that. This was a Batman display, and then I used an old sprue from one of the Nightwing kits to actually make it freestanding, and that is also the same for the clock where my 50 Centurion is, 5011. This little waiting room and the station building are the only two buildings on this layout which are actually bought, already built. Free, including the pub, because most of the stuff has been scratch built. And if you've been following recently, you'll know that I've just been making the island buildings. Just a few additions that I've just added. I just added a couple of bits here which I'm going to be adding some more detail. There's another poster there, so there's going to be more posters and signage going up at some point. So this near side platform is for parcels, and then we have platform 2 and 3, mainly for the platform 3 is generally used for the DMUs and the short DMUs and stuff. But like I said, 1, 2 and 3 can all be useful for all 3 passenger workings, but like I say, number 1 is the sort of one that's only really used for the parcels. The footbridge is basically an old triangle footbridge, and then I've used a lot of plastic card to hide the wooden legs and things like that, and then I've sort of embedded 2 Pico bookstools underneath it, as you do. You get in these stations that they have stalls and things embedded in arches and things like that, so that's the sort of look I was going for. And then we have the station building itself. So if you stand by, I'll take you on towards the town and country scene, the town scene. Okay, well, before we move on to the town scene, just a quick further footnote to the station. All the pillars here are made out of dowling, and this sits on top of my bookshelf, which is laid horizontally. So if I just show you how that looks, so that just sits on the top, and if I just sort of pan out, if I drop down, you'll see how that sits on top of my entertainment unit. And we have our little taxi rank here on the top, and then we have our town scene that we've created, and put the car park just along the side here. Here's our newly repainted, this was the red kiosk that's now had a subtle makeover, change of outfit, and it's now wearing the new in-season colour of green to match the Atlantean and the London Country colours. We've then got the terraced houses along the back. We've got the scratch built like I said, the scratch built bus station, scratch built car park, scratch built B&Q, and there's also a scratch built building just along the back there for the goods delivery, which runs just along there. So that's how that looks. And if we come along here, this is where the layout actually finishes. And here's my recent vehicle acquisition, which is the Coastliner, which I showed you the other day. And if I just take you around the back, there is actually, I don't know if you can see it, but there's actually 2 tracks right there. And what that will happen is that will come out, and if you just follow this curve outwards and follow that curve inwards, it does a return circular route, return loop back to the layout. So the loco will come out to the return loop, and then it will go around the return loop and go back in. And this is a way of making use out of what little space I have. And this is it here. The return loop's on its side, so it can be parked up when it's not being used, and then it just drops straight in when I want to use it. And that's how that works. So this is just a quick, brief layout update. Layout tour, I should say. And I suppose when you look at it like this from ground level, I quite like it because it seems pretty good. There's certain views that I look at it and I think, yeah, it looks alright. And but there's still a lot more to be done. There's still a lot more vehicles to get, but we're getting there. And if I sort of, sorry, I'm just gonna nearly lost my foot, and I'm gonna just try and see if I can give you a view of how it kind of looks. If you look it down, so it'll get there eventually. And yeah, so this is the tour. It's not a huge layout by any stretch of the imagination, but it will do me, and it keeps me out of mischief. So thanks for watching. Feel free to comment and subscribe, and like I said, hopefully next time I speak to you, this particular roof that's on this island building would have been completed, and hopefully it will just look yeah, it will look great. So thanks for watching, and I will speak to you all soon. Bye for now.